Hello, and welcome to a preview of the 2021 New York Jewish Film Festival, presented by the Jewish Museum in partnership with Film at Lincoln Center. My name is Aviva Weintraub, and I'm the director of the festival. First, I'd like to introduce my colleagues on the selection team. Rachel Chanoff, Director of the Office, Performing Arts and Film. Lisa Collins, filmmaker, programmer, digital journalist, and special events producer. And Indigo Sparks, performance artist, writer, and arts administrator. Our team met frequently on Zoom through this process, and we also kept in close contact by email and phone. We're so pleased to still be able to offer the festival this year, from January 13th to 26th, even while physical theaters are closed, thanks to the Film at Lincoln Center virtual cinema. Visit the virtual cinema at virtual.filmlink.org, where you can view the New York Jewish Film Festival lineup and schedule and purchase rentals. Please stay tuned at the end of this video for more details on using the virtual cinema. We'll now each speak about a film in the lineup. Rachel will speak about The Sign Painter.
So hard to choose a film that was a favorite at the festival because there are so many really beautiful, compelling films at the festival. But I think one of my favorites was The Sign Painter. It's a film from 2020, and it takes place in a small Latvian village pre-war. And it's, at first, you feel it's the life of the village and the young people living their lives with, there's maybe an undercurrent of racism, but there is a mingling of and a neighborliness. And then the history washes through this village, first with the Russian occupation and then with the Nazis. And you feel, this village becomes the lens for the dark, inhumane politics that influence humanity. And you see that experience through the lives of these young people who had relationships and are now torn apart by factionalism. And it's truly, it just carries you into their humanity and illuminates a moment in history that is so tragic and feels so both familiar and both historic. So ultimately, while it wasn't contemporary, it spoke in such a resonant and relevant way. So that's why you should definitely not miss The Sign Painter.
Thank you, Rachel. And Indigo, will you speak to us about the film Tahara?
Okay, so highly recommend seeing Tahara. It was one of the films that I found to be really kind of like nuanced and honestly hilarious. It stars Rachel Sennett, who plays Hannah, and Madison Grace DeFries, who plays Carrie. And it basically follows the story of these two girls who are attending a funeral for one of their classmates who passed at their Hebrew school. And they kind of find themselves in the situation that I think rings true for a lot of folks, that shifts their dynamic entirely. And yeah, I personally thought that the film was shot beautifully. Like, the cinematography was amazing, and there are some really surprising moments of animation in there that just kind of kept me really engaged. And I think that the director, Olivia Peace, being a woman of color, as well as one of the main characters, Madeline Grace DeFries' character, being a Black teen Jewish girl, I thought like kind of these highlights on intersectionality was amazing. And I'm all here for amplifying Black voices on and off the screen. So I highly recommend you see Tahara. You will not regret it.
That's great. Thank you so much, Indigo. And now, Lisa, will you talk to us about the documentary Kindred Transports to Sweden?
Yes. Oh my gosh, there were so many films that were impactful this year. It's really hard to talk about one over the other. They all excited me so in very different ways. Kindred Transport to Sweden, though, really swept me away. And I found it a super compelling film. It's by Gulseren Sengeter, and a woman filmmaker, director, which we during our meetings, we were always also very interested in making sure to support and elevate female voices. So finding out that it was a woman director was really quite special. I would say that the film itself recounts these 4 survivors of Jewish origin who were sent to Sweden as youngsters during the Third Reich to save them. And these recollections that they're having now, 50, 60 years later, and just were so profoundly moving. I found that the film was shot with such an elegance and a crispness and a beauty, and the irony of it all while you're hearing these sort of tales of horror and resilience all at once. And I found that the filmmaking just encapsulated that. It allowed both sides of that to happen, both sides of the irony of beauty and ugly that can exist in this world. And I thought, watching this film during 2020, as we're in the pandemic and mortality is so present, and just knowing about children being separated from parents at borders and all these different things, I can't express enough how the film moved me. And I just think it's something really special that I hope a lot of people watch. I hope everybody watches everything, but I really do hope so. And one last thing I was saying, I know the film is, I believe, several languages, and I really didn't even notice. And I find that's one of the most exciting things, when I don't even notice that it's in a foreign language, because I'm so pulled in by the visceral quality of it, So I really think Gulseren and her team did such amazing work. So that's what I'm excited about this year. One of many.
Terrific. Thank you, Lisa. And now I'm really excited to tell you about the documentary Love and Stuff. Judith Helfand has made a very personal film that's also very relatable. Her relationship with her late mother, which extends after her mother's death, is complex and beautiful. And the connections Judith makes in the film between love and stuff are both moving and insightful. But beyond being about how one might sort through belongings after someone's passing and all of the memories that brings up, the film is about love and caring, family and friendship, community, and the joy of connection. Well, that's it. I want to thank Indigo, Lisa, and Rachel for participating. And on behalf of all of my colleagues at the Jewish Museum and Film at Lincoln Center, thank you so much for joining us for this preview. And don't forget to visit virtual.filmlink.org to purchase your virtual screening rentals today. And we all hope you enjoy this year's New York Jewish Film Festival. Thank you. Bye-bye.